On one level, I can't believe how well playing the haunted hotel games out of order has worked out for me. It's caused some confusion, to be sure, starting with the 11th game in the series, jumping back to the opening trilogy, and then ping-ponging back and forth seemingly randomly through the rest. The result is my playing this game last. I said last with a little bit of inflection because obviously there have been 2 more games in this series since I started reviewing them, but they're part of a whole new mini-series, so I'll be waiting until that's wrapped up before taking all of them on. For now, I've saved the best until last, as the X is the scariest, most violent and intense game in the series, and maybe even the best. Now, on to the hidden object criteria. Not in the least. In case it wasn't completely clear by now, Elephant Games knows their stuff, and are careful to set their games in locations where clutter would be the most natural thing in the world. The X is a perfect example. A former orphanage turned haunted hotel now left to the elements for decades. It's rundown and intricately dilapidated in all the right ways. The only complaint I could possibly levy against the hidden object scenes is that maybe there could be even more grime and mold all around the thoroughly abandoned rooms. It's mostly 12:1 screens here. Some are lists, some are silhouettes, but clearly not a lot of work was put into integrating them into the story. They're all perfectly well-designed scenes, completely free of cheating, but there's just no in-world justification for taking part in them. It's a pity too, since the story, which concerns a vengeful ghost whose wrath has lasted for decades and claimed dozens of victims, is one of the series' stronger entries, and it's a pity to have anything pulling players out of it. The game's puzzles, on the other hand, fit the world extremely well. There are themed blocks that make sense in the crumbling estate, machines to repair, locks to pick. All of the standards are well represented. Even one of the mystery tracker-style super puzzles makes an appearance. I won't spoil the circumstances, but I was impressed when it showed up in the game, as the developers managed to fit it into a place where it will have, by far, the most dramatic impact, creating a climax where the stakes of the situation feed into the tension of completing the puzzle, turning the game's finale into a truly memorable experience. Everything about this game's production is top-notch. The depiction of blood-soaked hallways is detailed to the point where I'd warn more squeamish players away from the game. I've often chided games in this series for not really featuring haunted hotels. The first 3 were about a time machine that fed on creativity, and ever since Elephant Games took over, the subject matters have swung all the way from monster civil war to genetic experimentation. The X, however, features an incredibly haunted hotel. Every screen is full of scares both small and large, creepy figures that eye the player from the edge of the frame, or spiders that come crawling out of a broken doll's eye. Elephant Games had finally produced a title that completely deserves its name. That alone would have me recommending it. The fact that it's also a fantastic adventure is just icing on the cake. This doll. No explanation is given for its existence. You find it, you pull a key out of its back, then throw it away, but it will continue haunting your dreams forever. It's really going to depend on what you want to get out of a collector's edition. The game's storyline is completely wrapped up in the main game. The bonus chapter features an entirely new mystery to be solved. It's a good story though, with about 40 minutes of playtime, a whole new set of locations and puzzles, and even a fight scene. Although that's nothing special, as it's represented as a timing game with pretty unclear rules. Axiom's fight was still way better. All of the game's bonus materials are also high quality. The secret room was a nice diversion into finding beyond objects, and the various wallpapers do a great job of capturing the game's attractive art style. I don't regret getting the collector's edition, but it's not essential to the experience. Haunted Hotel, The X, is available from Big Fish Games. This review was based on a copy purchased with my own money. If you'd like to see the playthrough that led to this review, just click on the rectangle that says you can do that. And more Hidden Object game reviews are available elsewhere on this playlist. Au revoir.